I wonder if you might tell us a little bit about growing up, some of your early experiences and your learning about music and hearing music as a youngster. What led you to become a musician?
Well, everybody in the family played music. My father, and mother, oldest brothers, aunts, and uncles. And so, which my father played the guitar left-handed upside down, and I couldn't learn one bit of his pick. And my mom played accordion, and that thing was stretched long as I am tall. And I don't know how to play with all them little buttons on it. And then sometimes she would blow a harmonica. I can blow a little bit of that, but I never did get, very much into the harmonica. So when I used to fool with my father's guitar, and about 1930, they were putting down the first blacktop road up through Charlottesville, Virginia, up through Rappahannock County. Mm-hmm. And they just had hundreds and hundreds of convicts building the road by hand with mules, dynamite, and sledgehammers and wheelbarrows and wagons with mules. And they had one particular convict would tote water from our spring. In 29 it was a drought. Mm-hmm. I don't know whether it was up in these states or not, but it was in Virginia. Pretty much all the rivers and springs and everything dried up. We had a big boiling spring with just plenty of water, and people used to come from much as 20 miles away and haul water from our spring. But this one particular convict used to tote water. He was a water boy in a chain gang, and we never did know his name. All we knew his name was Hap, huh? That's what they called him. And I noticed he would come get a bucket of water like I'd be chopping wood at the wood pile and making a lot of noise when he walked. So when I started to meet him at the spring to see how come he made so much noise when he walked, we had a chain on his leg, around his ankle legs, and I got talking to him. He got talking to me. He said, "Wonder what y'all do around here, huh?" And I told him my father worked on the farm, and us little ones, we danced, shot horseshoes, and my mom played the accordion and harmonica. He said, "If you bring your dad's guitar down here, I'll play you a song." So I would get the guitar at the house and meet him at the spring, and he'd play me a song and get his water and serve the convicts. In a little while, he'd be back and he'd play me another song. It went on like that for about 6 months. And they took the chain off his leg and made a trustee out of him. And then he'd come over to the house. He got off in the camp at 6 in the evening, and he'd come over to the house and stay till about 8:45 at night. And he would play the song, well, it was blues, and then he'd playing some slow, finger picking, you name it, he could do it. Wow. And I really got interested in it. He tried to show me stuff and all, but I didn't learn very much from him. I was born in 1924, and this road was finished in 32, so now you know about how old I was. Mm-hmm. And then after he left, it was 2 furniture dealers came up in the country, and horse and wagon, and they had a load of furniture on, and these old record players you wanted by hand. And they drove into the house one day, and my father was eating down on the porch, was real hot. And they said, "We got furniture and a music box we'd like to sell, yeah?" And my father told us that we ain't got no money to buy nothing with. So they left and drove the wagon back under some trees, and at lunch, he went back in the field to work. And then they came back down to the house with a record playing on, huh? And my mother here said, "God Almighty, Mr. Hume, what is that?" Well, he said, "This is this music box your husband run me away with." And she said, "Bring that thing on in here, bring that thing on in here." So they brought it in and left 2 or 3 records, and then they would come around once a month, every 6 weeks, and click whatever we was able to pay them on it. And then they would bring all these big box of records for sale, and my older sister would buy whatever records we was able to buy. And then I'd put a record on the record player, and I was trying to get the guitar tuned down with the record, and I couldn't. So when I trimmed my stick like a pencil, and got me a rubber band. I cut out of the inner tube and put the stick over the neck like that in the band here. Stretched it around over here and put it up here. And then I sliced it right down and played it right behind the record. That's how I learned most of the play.
All right.
Listen to 7, 8 records. That's where I did. Play the midnight hour blues. Oh, that wee midnight hour, long across the brink of day. Stay that wee midnight hour, long across the brink of day. The blues keep on you, can't you run away? Says I lay in my bed, could not go to sleep. Says I lay in my bed, could not go to sleep. My poor heart's in trouble, mind is sinking deep. Say, blue, why worry me? Why do you stay so long? Say, blue, why worry me? Why do you stay so long? You come me yesterday, been with me all night long. They went down to the cemetery, walking mighty slow. They went down to the cemetery, walking mighty slow. Said the poor boy's gone, won't be back no more. Said I've been so worried, Lord, I've been so blue. Said I've been so worried, Lord, I've been so blue. Did that Ree Molly call it midnight hour blue? The midnight hour.